So it looks like I play my brother this week. Did you guys know that he has never used Analyzer? He's still 7-2. Does anybody think it might have anything to do with the least amount of points scored against him as anybody in the league? I checked. He's had 1,250 points scored against him so far. Everybody else is over 1,300. My entire division is 1,400. He's at 1,252. He basically plays Ryan's team every week. Speaking of all the rules that Nate has come up with in this league, I would just like to thank him. With all the injuries and players getting tired, I think the best decision he's ever made is throwing in a rye week for everybody so that we can all just get a win and get that out of the way. But playing my brother this week, so I'll probably score 98 points and lose, and he'll get a nice, cool victory without using any analyzers and, you know, just basically fuck him.
All right, you degenerates, week 11 is here. Wow, brother, this was a crazy week that we just went through. Crazy trades, crazy injuries, people out. Like, it's just so much to process. It's like it's coming to the end of the season and people want to finally make some moves. Yeah. People are making moves. There's 4 weeks left. That's it. 4 weeks left till playoffs.
I know.
Dude, it's almost over. Jeez.
It went by so fast.
I'm not happy about it. Not enough wins this year for me. God damn.
Yeah, I know we're both in that boat, but this has been a crazy week and a fun week, and let's just get right to it because we got a lot to talk about. Let's start with last week's breakdown. All right, this week we start off with Joe, who took on Justin, who lost 176 to 139, taking Joe to a 4-5-1, and Justin to 5-5. That was a tough loss for Joe. I mean, he got the numbers from Tua. He had Goodwin put up, some good numbers. He got Pickens to double digits, but with Etienne not scoring well, Goddard kind of took a dump, and then obviously
he's out for the year now.
Yeah, and the biggest loss for Joe this week, Mr. Cup, you know what I mean? So that was a tough loss for Joe, and Justin keeps rolling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, rolling to a 5-5 record.
He's 500.
He is. I think 6th seed right now.
Yeah, I was looking at the playoffs today, and I was just like, damn it. My team's just not going to do it. It's just not going to pull it out. All right.
I honestly had to switch gears 2 weeks ago and just say nobody wants to see me in a fucking dress. So that's all I'm playing for. I mean, I would like to think I could sneak into the playoffs still and do some damage. But no, man, it's just, I think I made a commitment to you a couple of years ago. Conroy's never in a dress again. That's what I want to see. I don't care if we win championships. Yes, I do. Just no dresses.
Yeah.
God damn it.
All right, moving along.
All right, man. Next matchup was Alex taking on Nate. Alex moves to 7-3 while Nate slides down to 6-4. Alex won the matchup 144 to 137. Good old commission on a 3-game losing streak.
Yeah, I mean, and he's got to be kicking himself a little bit about that trade he made with Ryan. The players that he got from Ryan just kind of like, didn't perform quite as well.
You think he'd be kicking himself for that trade because of they played bad 1 week?
I mean,
no, I don't think so.
All
That's
right.
like my, JT trade. Yeah, he got hurt afterwards, but it was still the right move at the right time. I think Nate still feels.
We'll find out.
Everybody feels Nate made the right move.
All right. Well, we'll find out when we talk to Nathan later. That was a tough one though. But Patrick Mahomes for Alex put up 37. You got Hopkins at 22. Welcome back, D Hop. Schultz 17. Waddle, in double digits. So yeah, Alex's team, looks strong, 7-3, looking good, champ. All right, let's move it along to our next game. Sean took out Bobby actually at 153 to 110. Sean moves to 5-5. Bobby is at 3-7. 3-7. This is that worst team. Is that the worst record in the league right now?
Yes, thank God.
Oh, Bobby.
Yeah, if Sean hadn't lost Jerry Jeudy, could have been a little higher up there in the stand or in the score, but not much Bobby could have done.
No, not really.
He only had, I think, 5-10 points on his entire bench. between all his players. So
yeah, and
nothing else he could have done.
He didn't get double digits from like almost everybody. I mean, he only got double digits from 1, 2, 3, 4 guys on his team. 5, something like that. But yeah, Sean's team looked good. Prescott, Cook, both up there in the high 20s with Diggs, and his team's continues to look good. He's 5-5 right now, also searching for that elusive playoff spot. All right, who do we got next?
Next we got Josh, who took on Adam. Adam takes the win 144-111. Adam moves to a league best 8-2, while Josh falls to 4-6. Josh was up there all season long with winning records or 500s. He's finally coming back down to where I thought he would be. But yeah, no, that Adam just keeps going, 8-2.
Yeah, Adam's team did, exactly what we thought it would do, and which is continue to roll. How do you like his new team name? What's his new team name?
4 trophies.
Oh, 4 trophies. Yeah, I did like that. We'll see if that happens for him. He's a little premature on that one.
I like it. Jinxes aren't real. Just go ahead. Do whatever
confidence. You like the confidence? You like the confidence?
Yeah, I'm not worried about the fucking football gods and that shit.
Whoa, look out, brother.
No, come on. Oh, we'll do a religion podcast some other time. Jinxes, shenanigans, all that stuff. But yeah.
All right. You heard him, football gods. You heard him. Fantasy gods. Steve, next up. Steve took should what does that say?
That's Matt's famous typing right there. What the hell? I don't even know what I meant to say there.
I don't even know either. But Steve beat Ryan. Looks like
Ryan. Steve showed Ryan the errors of his way while beating him 124-98.
There you go.
Couple letters wrong really matters.
Yeah, it's all good. Steve's taking his record to 4-5-1, and Ryan falls to 5-5. That was a tough loss for Ryan. He also didn't really do well in that trade from Nathan this week. I'm saying this week, brother, just this week. I know.
Just this week?
Well, I mean, we'll see.
Ryan's only going to do bad this week because of that trade?
So Ryan's going to do bad for moving
the whole
forward.
Time. Yeah, because he traded for bad people.
And Nathan's not going to do bad moving forward. All right. We'll see. So that was a tough loss for Ryan. Like I was saying, he had none of his offensive players, I think, really, except for Brian Robinson and McLaurin, put up double digits. Everybody else was under 10, which, I know from personal experience, you're not going to win that way. That's just not going to do it. All right. Last game. Here we go.
All right. So, last game was head to head, brother against brother. You brought everything you had, brother. I mean, I tried. Saw it. You put total effort into it, but you fell short. I scored 202 to you 137, taking both of us to 4-6.
137 is a respectable number. I don't feel bad about the number I put up, but 202, Jesus, that was huge, man. I mean, your team went crazy.
Yeah,
45 from Justin Fields. Taylor's back with 27. Amon-Ra St. Brown, probably sneaky, one of the best USC receivers to come into the NFL in the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, 24. CeeDee Lamb,
finally.
What the fuck? 42 points? Oh my God.
Finally.
What a difference a quarterback makes, right? Brooks at 18 and Crosby at 14. That was what you just took me down. I mean, Schuster only got you 5 and Herbert 8. And
Schuster got concussed. Do you not see the T-Rex?
Oh, that's
short
right.
Arms
that's right. That's right. Yeah. That's a shame.
Well, what that does is open it up for Kadarius Toney. If Schuster's out, Kadarius Toney had a great game this week, and he's going to go up and up and up. And that's your new Tyreek Hill over there. I mean, nobody's Tyreek Hill, but
and I think
it's going to be the new number one. By the end
I think Hardman also, when he comes off injury, is going to continue to play well there. They started using him as another weapon out of the backfield.
Yeah, and maybe. I mean, if Toney goes 1 or 2, Schuster's 1 or 2, vice versa. Hardman's down to 3, 4 after Kelsey. I mean, I don't believe in Hardman much going the rest of the year because of Toney coming in. That's
all right. Well, we will see. We shall see. Yep. All right, cool, man. Well, that was it for last week's breakdown.
Yeah.
right, guys, we're going to move right along to our divisional breakdown. Saddle Creek still doesn't have anyone with a winning record, guys. We're going to start right there at Saddle Creek. Steve and Joe are tied up at 4-5-1. Ben and Josh are down there at the bottom. Myself at 4-6. Still tight. It's a tight division, man. All season long, we've been just like locked up right there. Nobody's really stepped up and taken a major lead. So it's really interesting to see what happens in that one.
I don't think you guys have had a winning record since week 2 or 3 in that division by any of you.
No, I don't think
crazy.
So.
That's just crazy.
Yeah, I don't think so. All right, Left Coast. Left Coast is being bullied. Getting your pushed around in there, guys, by Adam. 8-2. Alex is following not far behind at 7-3. Then Matt, you finally moved up from the bottom spot, excuse me, to 4-6. Yes. And Bobby's sitting down there at 3-7. Time to, just check out for the season, probably, Bob. Just hang out. You
might have got that call a few weeks early.
Yeah. All right. Moving along to Arizona Bay. And the opposite right now of Saddle Creek. Arizona Bay has nobody with a losing record. Holy moly. Look at that. Nate is still on top at after a 3-game slide, sitting there at 6-4, while the rest of the division is fighting it out for last place at 5-5. Yeah, guys, these divisions. The only one that's really standing out is Left Coast with Adam sitting up there at 8-2. We're gonna have to get a standings playoff breakdown soon from somebody.
I got it written up a little bit, actually. I'll tell you. So this week we have 6 teams that are above 500, which is good or at 500 or above, because last week we had 8 teams under 500. So it's a nice little switch.
Yeah.
Teams 5 and 6 that are in the playoffs right now are at a 5-5 record. So there's a lot of room for us to move up. We have 7 teams within 1 game of making a playoff spot. So basically everybody but Bobby is within 1 game of making the playoffs.
All right, degenerates. You know what time it is, right? It's that time of the year where it starts to get cold outside. But what is it really? It's crunch time. End of the season's coming up. Got to get ready for them playoffs. Let's go, guys. Bring it. Bring it. Bring it. Don't fuck around, man. Come on.
So even when Nate said it a couple weeks ago, you reiterated it last week. We're all right there. And technically, if Bobby went on a run, he still could make it. He's only 2 games out of it. He'd have to go fall just right for him. But yeah, man, it's besides a couple teams up at the top, Adam and Alex, everybody else is real close. Tight.
Tight there, guys. Keep it up, man. Keep it up. Keep making some trades for the next week or so until the trade deadline, and see what you can do, guys. Let's get it. Let's make it exciting. Let's make this exciting, an exciting run to the playoffs. Let's not just let Adam and Alex just kind of cruise in and just, no big deal. All right, guys.
Right now, Steve would be in it at a 4-5-1 record, losing fucking record, making the playoffs.
That's crazy.
That sucks.
Good on you, Steve. Good on you, man. That tie. All right, guys. Well, that was our divisional breakdown for the week. All right, guys, here we go with our high and low this week. This week, we're going out to see the high score of the week, a big 202 to my brother, Matt. Come on in, Matt.
Hey, gentlemen, just out here in the snow, braving the elements to be with you guys.
Wow, dude. That snow came in quick.
Part of the 202 club.
202 club. That's actually, he's gonna get t-shirts made. You're gonna get hats. Like
that's a weird stat that everybody that's broken 200 this year has only hit 202. There's nobody been above it. That's awesome.
It reminds me of the good old days back when the high score, nobody could crack that 200 for years. I think the high score in our league was 199. And then when it finally got cracked, all of a sudden the dam just burst open. There was a bunch of over 200s. But that is interesting that the 3 high scores this season are all 202.
That is crazy. Brother, you put up a big number against me. I really had
nobody better to do it against. I got to say, little brother.
I failed my mission this year. I got one. I got 1 win against Nate. I think I lost to Bobby. I can't remember if I lost to Bobby or not. but I beat you, or I mean, I lost to you now. So I think I'm like 1 for 3, if I remember correctly, which is a shame. You had a huge.
This segment's not about you though. That's enough about you.
No, I know.
It's about me. It's about
I know.
me.
I'm just trying to steal the focus. I'm trying to steal the focus.
I know.
Justin Fields, man. Did you have a crystal ball or what?
You know what? When Justin gave me the opportunity to trade for him, giving him a backup running back, like third string from the Rams, I had to do it. I mean, I just had to do it. And he was playing great, but nobody can see this coming. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I think Justin Fields was only on Justin's team for about a week. I think he had just picked him off waivers a week earlier. So talk about a lottery ticket. I mean, this guy was on waivers. Nobody wanted him.
Yeah.
Justin picks him up. And then, even though he sort of was trending upwards, I think the fact that Justin traded him for a third-round running back tells you that even at that point, people still didn't believe in him.
No.
Yep.
And now he's what we would call a league winner, right? I mean, this guy is out of control. I mean, there's going to be fantasy teams all over the country that win this year because they had Justin Fields in their team, right?
Right.
Or just stay out of the loser bowl. One of the
two. Hey, one of the two. I mean, either way, it's a win. It's a win for you, brother. I mean,
it's a win for everybody if I'm out of the loser bowl. Win for everybody. Nobody wants to see that shit.
I heard you say earlier that your whole goal was to stay out of a dress, but remember the last 2 loser bowls, we put them in a costume, and I can think of quite a few costumes I'd like to see you in.
Yeah, I meant to correct that, and I need to stop saying dress because I know we've all had a talk on here, and we've agreed that we don't want to put out a man in a dress as like saying you're a woman, and we don't want to belittle women, so we stopped the dress, and now we're doing costumes. So I need to stop saying that. I need to stop. I need to stop saying the dress. But,
yeah, that's why my trophy is no longer the trophy I made. The nice wood dress trophy is just no longer. I can't even use that thing anymore. 4 touchdowns from Fields, man. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, that's where I was going to go. Jonathan Taylor back. That's just huge. I mean, I withstood so many different trade offers from Nate and a bunch of other guys. Just, hey, JT, hey, you're going to lose. You got to give him up. And, I held on to him knowing that's the only way I had a chance. And, it's paying me back. Go Saturday. Woo.
Yeah.
Best coach in the league. You got to think he got off the plane and went straight to the old lineman. He goes, guys, we got to fix this shit. Right? And they did. And, I don't know how good a coach he is, but he got them fired up for 1 week.
Yeah.
I mean, playing the Raiders helps.
There's that too.
Playing the Raiders definitely helps. You also got 42 from CeeDee Lamb, which you've been waiting on since draft day. You've been talking about CeeDee Lamb since draft day, and he finally showed up for you. That was huge, man. I mean, and then Amon-Ra with 27 or 24. So, I mean, that was the majority of your points right there with those 4 guys. And you had a few other guys on your defense pick up double digits as well, which led to the 202, man. It's a big win, bro. It's a big win. High score. First time of the year, too. So, that's got to feel good.
Yep. And I didn't have to get the low score to get it. Yeah.
Matt, you keep saying that your only goal at this point is to stay out of the dress. But, I mean, listen, you're on a 2-game win streak. I think you face Ryan this week, which, should be a win, right?
Should be.
That'll be a 3-game win streak.
I'm going to call that one. Yep.
Yeah, you go into division games, right? And in your division, I think there's some winnable games there. You're only a game out of the playoffs right now. I mean, you have a chance.
I know. I'm not going to say it about myself.
You continue to put up big numbers like this, though. I mean, you're going to walk right through your division. I mean, if you,
I don't know, man. That division is Alex and Adam. I mean, I'll take Bobby. I think I can get that one, but Adam and Alex, dude, those are a couple juggernauts this year.
Yeah.
It's very true. Very true.
You sparked this entire winning streak by making those trades a couple of weeks ago. That's what sort of gave you the spark plug that you needed to jump off. And it's interesting because you made a bunch of trades all at once, but you also showed some resolve. Because I know I came after you hard for not only JT, but also for CeeDee Lamb on CeeDee's bye. I thought, if Matt's in a trading kind of mood, maybe he'd be willing to trade a struggling wide receiver who's on a bye week. I was offering you 2-for-1s. I was saying Pittman and McLaurin and a couple of other options, and you showed some resolve. You kept saying, nope, I'm going to hold on to CeeDee, and then look at that. It paid off for you.
I knew the guys who had the ability to have the huge games, and I had to keep them because that's the only way I was gonna, have any chances to have the, I got to avoid the bust games and get the blow up games, and that's the only way I'm gonna get in this. So
Yeah.
couldn't get rid of those guys.
All right, man. Well, looking ahead, bro, you are facing Ryan. We already talked about that. Can we get a scoring prediction from you?
Well, since he's predicted for like 89 or 91 or something like that,
91.
I don't want to use up all my points this week, so I would like to predict that I beat him by 20 points.
All right, so
That's all I need. It's a
you're
nice solid 20 points.
So what you guys are basically previewed at 116, 191, something around there.
Yeah. I don't want to show off 2 weeks in a row. That'd be greedy. As Bobby keeps saying.
All right. Well, Nate, you got anything else for the high score?
No, congratulations, Matt. And
Thanks, guys.
I haven't been on as a high score yet, so I'm looking forward to being in your shoes one day. I may have to hit you up for some tips. I need to know how you got it done.
And for me,
Justin Fields.
For me, brother,
I'm selling him on his value from the last 2 games.
That's probably smart. That's probably a smart place to put him. For me, I'd like to see a snow angel before you leave. Let's go.
Yes.
Oh shit, dude! No,
not happening. Not happening.
No, I'm in sandals and sweats, dude. The top half looks warm, the bottom half is not.
All right. Well, that's a disappointment. But we'll see you on the pod, bro. See you next time.
Guys. See you
Later, bro. All right, guys. Here we are again with our low score of the week. We're gonna reach out. Low. We're gonna reach out to our man Rob Red and get him in here right now for our low score of the week. What was it? 80, 98. I don't want to take.
I assume he's back in the parking lot telling everybody about his week. And
yeah, I assume so.
Yeah, I assume so.
We'll go out to the people. Is
he playing a recorder?
I think that might be a bagpipe. Is that oh, don't even pretend about that. What is that?
We're going hunting for losers.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
That's good. It ain't loaded.
Oh, man.
It ain't loaded. Thank goodness.
Hunting for losers.
Well, Ryan, tough loss, my man. 98 points. It's not as low as I put up, but it's still a pretty damn low score. Anytime you go under 100, it's a rough week.
It was a rough week, but we're gonna get past it. Full hearts, clear minds, can't lose.
There you go.
We're gonna go forward.
You can lose this week.
No, ain't gonna happen.
Are you
I'm
still
looking good? I'm looking good going forward from here.
You are? What
Oh, yeah.
changed? What changed from last week?
I learned a lot. Became a man. I'm a hunter. Going hunting for losers. I'm not a loser. I'm going hunting for losers.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Good.
Got a nice, strong team going forward. I may have given away some studs over to Nathan, but I got some studs back. I'm happy with what I got going forward.
Your team looked a little suspect, a little sus, as the kids are saying it these days. Andy Dalton only got you 6. You got 0 there from CEH, which is, God, man, that's tough, dude. Anytime you get a 0 from a guy. Did he even have any looks? I mean, what happened to him? He doesn't have one carry. He didn't even get one
he
carry.
didn't have a single. I don't think he got in the game.
Got 4 snaps.
4 snaps.
Did he? Okay, 4 snaps.
AJ Dillon, another one of those guys you got from Nate, 6 points. Mooney, another one you got from Nate. He only got you 9.
Yep, pile it on.
Yep.
Pile it on.
Well, we're just going through it.
Numbers. Yeah.
I mean, Brian Robinson was
Bluff boy.
Brian Robinson was a high point on your team in that trade. He did get you over double digits. He got you 14. So I mean, you got to be that's a positive. McLaurin, it's another positive. He got you 20. Yep. So I mean, you got a couple guys out of that trade that actually performed for you this week, which was nice.
Yeah, and Mooney in Detroit, I would have expected 20 points out of him.
Yeah.
So hopefully he does something going forward. But yeah.
When's the last time he scored 20?
Against Detroit?
When's the last time he scored 20?
You're the numbers guy. I don't know. You're numbers.
I don't know if he has this year, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
I just know I am
time.
really looking forward to playing you this weekend, Ryan. I would like to think that I can beat you. I think our projections are pretty accurate. 116 to 91. I saw you zeroed out your team, but I figured it out anyways. Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty accurate. Pretty accurate. I would like to see you break 100 points again this season, just not this week.
Yeah, I mean, what's your record, Matt?
I have won 2 in a row, so I'm 2-0 in the last 2 weeks, and you are 0-4 in the last 4 weeks.
Right, it's still sitting at 5-5.
Yeah,
4 and 6, 4 and 6, and you're 5 and 5.
Yep, that is accurate.
And you've been.
What was that?
I said, and what's your record, Ben?
Oh, I'm at
He
4.
was all teed up for this one.
I'm 4 and 6 as well.
Yeah.
I'm 4 and 6 as well.
5-5. So I'm still just slightly ahead of both of you, sitting there on your high stools
Yeah.
with your fancy mics, coming at me in my house, talking about 6 points. This CH nothing. Fuck you. Fuck the vote.
Well, is there anybody you can go out to outside to tell how well you did this week?
I've been inside the house for a few days now. I haven't been outside. I've gotten the hunting pants off, and I'm now just bare ass naked with this vest and this hat on.
That's how I pictured you, actually.
Keep the phone up, please. Keep the phone up.
It's been a few days.
Hey.
It's been a few days, but I'm working my way out of the house. You know, embarrassment's kind of kept me at a depressing lull here, but hopefully I'll be out soon. We'll see what happens next week, Matt. I'm looking forward to it too.
Can we get
Brian Robinson finally decided to show up, 86 yards and a tutty out of Robinson, so hopefully he steps into that role now. Gibbs is still going to take a couple of them from him, but I got 3 good wide receivers now I can come at you with, and then I've got Mark Carter and Robinson aren't on a bye anymore, and I got Cousins, to throw at you. He's looking at a really good schedule as well. So if I didn't make the trade with Nathan, did you guys add it up? Did you guys do the math?
No, I was going to wait and see if you
didn't. Yeah.
81.
Oh,
My team with Allen and Henry and Campbell and all the other crap I had, I would have scored 81.
all right.
I actually scored 98 with the trade, and we'll see what happens with Allen. We went to the tent for a little bit. It was probably just cramps, but like I said, that wasn't sustainable. So I know everybody's laughing at me. I don't know why.
Because you have no pants on.
But everybody's laughing at me, but I'm honestly still happy with the moves that I made. And I apologize to every damn one of you for making Nathan's team a juggernaut in the of it all. Hopefully we can cross our
Ryan, I did appreciate the phone call last week.
It doesn't do that great. Yeah, well, I looked at you on the podcast and it didn't look like an act to me. You told me over the phone that you were acting. That looked
I told you it was a half. It was a half.
I know what you told me. What you told me, and I can see it in your eyes. I can see it there. What you really feel.
It was half stick for the podcast, and I do still think, like I told you on the phone last week, still think it's a bad trade. But the anger was a little bit of stick for the show, buddy.
Well, still 81 to 98. Not a bad trade yet. We'll see what happens. Nice. I don't have to beat Nathan yet. I just have to get one of the wild card spots, and that wasn't going to happen with the team I had. We talked about it last time, but it pains me to make Nathan's team so big. But hey, look what happened first week. I'll just keep crossing my fingers. Just keep crossing the fingers.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's all you can do.
That's all you can do, man.
Clearly the guys running the podcast have no idea how to play football. Anyways, fantasy football, we're fucking at the bottom, so whatever. We don't know shit.
Nobody knows anything. That's the beauty of it, man. This has been the weirdest year of fantasy football. We've never had this many rookies make an impact. The game's so much faster. All the injuries.
Yeah.
It's a war of attrition for these RB2s. Who's going to be up next, working the waiver wire to find that guy who's going to get, the guy above him knocked down. Like, it's been some wonky fantasy football. It's been a wild ride this year. So
yeah, big injuries to guys who you were counting on to perform for you. It happens, but yeah, it's been interesting. It's been interesting. And moving forward, Ryan, we'll have to see how your team's going to do against Matt this week. Can I get a scoring prediction from you, please?
52-42. It's probably going to be something around that realm.
What was it?
152 to 142. Is that what we're going for?
Yeah, let's do that. Put ones in front of those.
All right, we'll put ones in front of those.
We'll try to get optimistic about this, but
I just
my
made
team's okay.
I just made 2 trades in like 5 minutes in Dynasty.
You're gonna need it, bud. You're gonna need it. I got some big pieces.
And my team is exactly how it started.
You still haven't made as many moves as I have. All right. I want to see a blockbuster.
No, I've made more trades. I've made more trades, but you had more people involved.
Well, I think Nathan and I have actually traded back one person 4 times, so I've already got you there. And then
there you go.
Who was that?
Probably Henderson?
Oh, well, shit, that guy.
I don't know.
Daryl Henderson.
Nobody wants him. They're like, stop giving them to me. I'm giving them back.
He
that guy did not work out.
He actually played pretty decent for me this week.
Did he really? That's great. I held on to him for way too long. There were some pieces that I got really right. He was one of those pieces I got really wrong.
I mean, he got 10 points. He didn't do great, but he was, got 10 points. Better than he was doing.
Could be a season high. Yeah. It could be a season high. I mean, look at Robinson got a season high. McLaurin got a season high. Allen and Henry season lows.
There you go. Ryan wins.
Buying low, selling high.
Ryan wins.
That's how you do it, people. That's how you win.
This dude. That's how you win these trades.
Follow my lead. I'll take you to Fantasy Horizon. Just follow me. Everybody follow me.
For all your trade advice, hit up Mr. Rodbread. Ryan, thank you so much, man. This was so much fun. Thank you for being our low score of the week.
Low score.
Fuck the both of you.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Later, man. All right, guys, here we go with our shoulda, woulda, couldas of the week.
All right, guys. So this week we are going to give the shoulda, woulda, coulda to Joe. If he left Christian Watson on his bench for 36 points, his best game of the year.
Yeah.
If Joe could have found a way or a reason to start Deontay Foreman and Watson, he would have pulled the win off over Justin. There was reason to play both of them. I mean, they weren't guaranteed starters, obviously, but Deontay Foreman's been playing great lately.
Yeah.
So I don't know why he wouldn't have started that guy. But yeah, Joe, 36 points and switch out Foreman, you would have had the win. And that would have put you up there in the playoff run.
Yeah, man. I mean, and like you said, you could have argued for Foreman. He just put up 31, not last week or the week before. So he's been playing well. So yeah, that's a tough one, Joe. I also have a mention for shoulda, woulda, coulda this week that I think that we overlooked for a second, but and that's Nathan. He threw in Ertz and or Moore on Carolina. Neither of them performed as well as Michael Pittman on his bench. So if he would have played Michael Pittman, and I think he actually mentioned that in the thread on Sunday, he was trying to switch him out, but he, like you keep saying, maybe too many balls in the air right now for Nathan.
He's juggling those balls, buddy.
Juggling those balls. And, he's going to, every once in a while, one of them's going to drop. And that's what happened this week with Michael Pittman, But I understand not wanting to start Pittman. I mean, Indy's been horrible. So, I mean, I don't know but then again, Moore hasn't been great either. So, and, Ertz obviously got injured, so that was why he played Ertz. Obviously if injuries happen, but yeah, tough one, Nate. I mean, you could have had the win also. And guys, that's our shoulda, woulda, couldas of the week. All right, guys, here we go with my favorite segment of the week. It's Matt's Round the League Recap. Take it away, brother.
Hi guys, good to be here. Yeah, week 10 was a big, busy week. We'll start out with force bets this week. This week, Nate cheered for the Chargers, the Browns, and the Colts. He had all the rest of us cheering for the Jags. The only upset was when the Colts won, forcing Sean to pony up 20 to Nate. So pretty slow week. That's 2 in a row, but right now Nate's up 620 between the 5 guys he's betting with.
Damn.
When I started doing this year for the first time, I think they said last year only like $180 exchange hands between like 4 different guys. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe a bait and switch. I don't know. But I'm not doing that. So that's good.
In Dynasty this week, we had some big trades go down, so let's start at the top. We've got Nate beating Matt 169 to 69 by 100 points. Wow, what a win. Taking Nate's record to 8-2, Matt is now 6-4. We got Ben beat Dre 108 to 88, taking Ben's record to 8-2, and Dre is now 1-9. Steve beat Jeff 108 to 92, taking Steve's record to 3-7. Jeff is now 4-6. Adam beat Joe 151 to 82, taking Adam's record now to 4-6, and Joe is 6-4. Bobby beat Sean 170 to 123, taking Bobby's record to 6-4. Sean is now 4-6. Justin beat Megan 152 to 92, taking Justin's record to 5-5. Megan is also now 5-5. Big week in trades. The guys are going to break it down, I'm sure, pretty soon. Let's give it up. See you guys. Thank you.
And then, Ben, have you been following the trades that have turned into injuries in this league and Dynasty League?
I have been. I mean, not as much Dynasty as I have been in the main league. I've been following along with that for sure. There's been some crazy ones, man. Crazy ones.
It seems to be following Justin Jefferson, because I traded Jefferson to Joe for Jonathan Taylor, and Jonathan Taylor immediately gets hurt.
Yeah.
And then this week, Joe and Nate traded Cup and Jefferson. As soon as Jefferson's traded, Cup goes down. So Jefferson might be the jinx this year. In guillotine, it's been happening with Jonathan Taylor. Whoever trades for him or picks him up loses the next week. So
crazy.
I don't know exactly how it goes, but yeah,
it's kind of like a final destination. Where Justin Jefferson, where's he going to end up?
Yeah, I also traded Goddard away. He got hurt the next week, so I mean, there's been some.
Maybe it's you.
Maybe it's just ill-timed trades or something. Maybe it is me, dude. I don't know. Fuck, dude. But yeah, speaking of trades, let's actually bring in Nate right now. I'm going to have him help me out with some Dynasty trades. There was a lot of them. Let's break them down and give him some grades.
What's up, Nate?
Did good.
Hey, guys. Man, it was a big week for Dynasty trades this week. Let me tell you. It's interesting. We talked about this a couple weeks ago on my commish correction segment. We talked about trying to decide whether you're a contender or a rebuilder, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And how do you make that determination? We were talking about whether Joe was really a contender because he had a good record, or should he consider himself more of a rebuilder because he hadn't scored a lot of points? Some things you have to take into consideration. I know I mentioned to the thread, I found it, very unusual that 2 6-3 teams both decided right before Sunday morning's games that they were going from contenders to rebuilders.
I saw that. Totally.
Well, hold on. I started the trend, I guess, on Sunday because I did it before Joe did. But I'd been talking to Bobby since Friday.
Okay.
So it wasn't a last minute. We'd been going over. I mean, Bobby had offered me 8 or 9 different trades as we were talking back and forth. There was ones that had more picks. I mean, he offered me a first, a second, and a fourth in 2023 and a fourth in 2024 for Barkley also. So, but I needed to get somebody back. So, that's just a little, preview of the breakdown. But yeah, there was a lot of conversation going on.
Yeah, and I can kind of get it. I mean, 6-3 is a really good record, right? You've won twice as many games as you lost, but I can kind of get it if you're looking at your team and you're saying, and I think you and I just played each other in Dynasty, right? And it said on our little recap, the email we got, that if we played each other every week, I would have won 10 out of 10 games, right?
Right.
So I could see you looking at that and going, okay, maybe I'll get the playoffs, and then what? Right? I'm not beating this guy that's beat me 10 out of 10 weeks, right? So I can kind of get that. One thing to keep in mind, though, is, if you do have a good record like that and you have a 2-game lead in your division, there is prize money for winning the division, right? So you want to be careful about trading away all your good players. You might be giving away some prize money, right? And the other thing to keep in mind is that once you get to the playoffs, any given Sunday, I mean, we've seen wild things happen. We've seen bad teams beat good teams. Sometimes I say, if I just get me to the tournament and give me a chance, right? So I did find it odd that 2 6-3 teams both decided to trade away their players. But
I don't think this takes me out of the playoffs. I mean, I was never going to win the championship anyways, unless there was injuries or a fluke week. But I'm still, even with the loss this week, still 2 games up in my division. I get
So
Dobbins back in a week or 2. I mean, basically I switched Dobbins for Barkley and I still get 2 picks. So, I mean, I think it was a win-win for me, but.
You know what, Matt, I agree with you. Like I said, I'm not sure I understand the logic of becoming a seller all of a sudden. But, when you look at the trade itself, I mean, what great value you got. For Saquon Barkley, you got a first-round pick, you got a second-round pick, and you got J.K. Dobbins out of the deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, that depends on what you think about J.K. Dobbins. I've never been a big fan of his. I know some people are. A lot of people think that he's got a lot of potential. I definitely think that you got the right value in this trade for Saquon. Especially considering you didn't have a first-round pick next year. So now you have a first-round pick and you have a running back who's younger than Saquon. I think
if you remember, I traded for Saquon in the offseason to Joe. All I gave up was a first round.
Yeah.
So I used him for 9 games and flipped him for a second, another first, and Dobbins. So
so you actually made good value there.
Yeah.
The big question for me is, if you're a rebuilder, then why are you still carrying Tom Brady? Right? You got a
Nobody
guy
wants him at this point.
In a super flex league. I'll bet you could get some good value for him.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, Megan went into last week playing a non-quarterback in her flex. I think you could get some good value there.
I had to play a non-quarterback in my flex this week because Murray went down. So
yeah, and I'm only partially rebuilding. I mean, I think I'm set at quarterback. I think I'm, pretty good at running back. I always need to upgrade. We always do, but I'm not a full teardown. I'm just needed some pieces.
All right, so let's get to the grades. For the grade for you, I gave you a B- for this one because I liked the overall value that you got. So B-. But as an overall grade, I'm still giving you an incomplete because I'd like to see what you do with the rest of your team. Bobby, I give Bobby an A. I think, flipping a first-round pick for a 26-year-old stud in a playoff race, I think is a really smart move.
Yeah.
At the time that he made that trade, he only had 2 running backs that were worthy of starting each week. So I think for him, it was just the best thing he could have done. So I give Bobby an A for that trade. Moving on to the other 2 trades, I have a 15-minute time limit. Joe said I have to do this all within 15 minutes. So.
And I didn't prep him on that at all.
On the other trades, Joe traded CeeDee Lamb for a first-round pick and a second-round pick. 3 points I want to make about this, okay? Number 1, CeeDee Lamb is in the middle of a breakout season. I know you said he finally had his first big game, but this guy is wide receiver 8 overall. Okay.
Yeah.
He's in his 3rd year, which is when most wide receivers start to break out. It's the 3rd year, right? If you look at the data on wide receivers, the peak age for breakout wide receivers for people that finish the season as a wide receiver 1 is from the ages of 23 to 29. CeeDee is 23 right now. He's just entering that little window there where he's going to be a superstar for the next 6 years. And then the other thing is, if you look at the drafts the last several years, there's only 1 or 2 guys that come out of each draft that are truly elite wide receivers.
Yeah.
So to trade a 23-year-old superstar who is going to be a superstar for the next 6 years, and all you're getting in return is a first and a second, a couple of dart throws. I don't see that was a very smart dynasty move. I understand Joe's trying to rebuild, but if you're going to rebuild, trade your old wide receivers. Don't trade your 23-year-old wide receiver, right?
Yeah.
So for that trade, I give Joe an F. I give Megan an A+. I thought that was an awesome deal for Megan. I think that CeeDee Lamb is going to be an integral part of her playoff run. So I give her a lot of credit for that one.
So what I will say about trading is that I am really glad when we can't do it anymore, if I'm being perfectly honest, because right around this time, certain people, my husband, and I'm sure he's not the only one, get real tunnel vision and start only trying to trade and trade and trade and trade. Even when, like Bobby, he secured some really good trades this year, but he can't stop at those good trades. He wants to keep going just because. And this year it really worked in my benefit because I was doing nothing to trade anybody. And Bobby put some trades out to Joe just a few minutes after Joe tried to trade with me. Because of that, Joe said, I'll give you a chance to match. And I did. And I ended up with CeeDee Lamb by doing no work. Thank you, Bobby, for that. And trades are good, but glad when they're over.
My grades are nowhere near that. I like the move for Joe, actually. I don't know that CeeDee Lamb is going to be the guy that we all hope he's going to be for the next 6 years. I don't believe in Dak. I mean, do you believe in Dak, for the next 6 years? I don't. So I think Joe got great value. I think it's more like a C and a B. C for Joe, B for Megan. Not an F. That's just so mean. Be nice.
We're not here to be nice. We're here to break it down.
That's right. That's right. And I know Joe's my biggest fan. He loves all these breakdowns that I do with the trades. He makes sure that he always comments on how much he loves my appearances on here. So
yep.
I got to make sure I, ruffle his feathers a little bit. So the last trade also involved Joe. In this one, Joe traded Jonathan Taylor for 2 first-round picks and a high second-round pick. And I say high second because it was Adam's second-round pick. And remember, in our Dynasty League, to get the first overall pick, you actually have to win the loser bowl. I think Adam's one of those teams that could win the loser bowl. That could be the first pick in the second round. And effectively, in that trade, Joe's getting 3 first-round picks for Jonathan Taylor, which I think is excellent value.
Excellent. Oh, yeah.
I really like that trade for Joe, especially since he had already made the CD trade. So we know that he's rebuilding. To trade Jonathan Taylor, I think that's great value. I don't understand the trade for Bobby. He already had 3 stud running backs. He had Kamara, Henry, and now Saquon. So you can only start 3. Now he picks up a 4th and Jonathan Taylor. He has no first-round picks this year or next year. So he's basically trading his entire future for
he's going for the
playoff run this
baby.
Year.
The repeat.
He's got several aging players. He's got Keenan Allen, Devontae Adams,
he wants
Henry.
to get his word in.
He's got Kamara. I mean, he's got a bunch of old guys that are, close to 30 years old that he's going to need to replace in the very near future.
Yeah.
So for me, I really don't like the deal for Bobby. I think that it reeks of desperation. I think he is trying to go for that championship, but I don't think he needed Jonathan Taylor. I think he could have won the championship without him or without sacrificing his whole future. So my grades on this one is I give Joe a B-. It's only a B- because JT is only 23 years old and he is a superstar running back. So trading him anytime, you're not going to get an A when you trade away a 23-year-old, but great value. And I give Bobby a D because I give him a D+. I'm sorry. Because although I do like the player he got, JT, I just don't like the trade. I don't think it was necessary. I think that's just too an aggressive move at this point in the season. And so I give him a D+. I'm
assuming he's looking to maybe flip JT or one of the 3 or 4.
He's going to package deal probably the 2 lower end running backs for a stud receiver.
That's what I was thinking.
That's what he's looking for. He even
Yeah.
said it to me or in the thread, one of the 2. He said, going for a receiver.
A little inside information there. I like that.
He also said in the thread that he's making all these trades because he's hoping he's going to force my hand into trading I have 4 first-round picks next year. He thinks he's going to force me. Listen, I want to win this year. I think I have a team that can do it. I'm the highest scoring team in the league.
Yeah.
Bobby's team's certainly a threat to me now, but I'm not going to sacrifice my future. Next year is going to be an awesome draft. The first round and even the second round of that rookie draft, there's going to be a lot of superstar generational type players there. I want to make sure that I can not only compete this year, but for years to come. And so I'm sitting tight on those first round picks.
Right on.
I'm just waiting to pick up your scraps once you draft all these guys. You have to drop people. And they're better than what I got on my team. So whatever.
Yeah.
That is one thing with the dynasty. I do always get a kick out of it when guys stockpile, 10 draft picks for next year. And you got to clear a lot of room on your team before the draft even happens, right? Yeah. To make room for that. I mean, that's a lot of people for the guys who don't have great teams to pick up. So
yeah, but when you look at when you look at everybody's benches right now, most people's benches are just full of junk, dude. They're just
not
full
that
of
guy, not Nate though.
No, not
shit stockpiled right now.
Maybe not Nate, but
so I have done that over the last couple of years. Is if I'm looking to trade somebody, sometimes I try and trade with a guy who already has a ton of draft picks. If I'm going to trade draft picks, because it just means more guys are coming off his team, and Nate's a guy I would try and do that with because his team's stacked.
Yeah, I wanted to come on here and break these down because, I know Dynasty is new to a lot of the guys that play in this league. And so we're all going to be sort of learning as we go, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's almost taking us back to how when we first started playing fantasy 20 years ago, there was some growing pains, right? And so I like to look at these trades, and it's not that I'm saying I'm smarter than you or I know better than you, but maybe sometimes hearing another perspective will make you go, oh, maybe I should have thought about that a little bit differently. I'm gonna do that, differently next time. So I'm just trying to give a little bit of added perspective from somebody that plays in a lot of dynasty leagues.
Yeah, man, we appreciate it because there are guys, especially guys like me, who don't even know what draft picks they have for next year. So keep it going, bro. Keep it going.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Nate.
See you, Nate. All right, so let's jump back into this. I did want to confirm while we are talking about dynasty. Amazing. I actually had a text conversation with Dre this week about drafting. He's still alive. He's still in the league. He's still trying. Confirmed. Talk with Dre.
I can one up you on that, dude. At Friendsgiving,
I thought so.
I got to hang out with Dre in person. Yeah, I got to get a hug.
I figured you were going to one up me there.
Yeah, I hugged him and everything.
Nice,
he's still
nice.
in, man. He's still talking football, still talking trades, still in it.
Has he listened to any of these though?
I don't know that he's listened yet.
Okay.
I know that he's aware of the podcast, but I don't know that he's listened. But Nathan kept railing on him to listen. We talk about you all the time. So, all right, man, keep it rolling.
All right, let me break down Guillotine League. In the main one, the first one that started, Jeff F is out. One of Jeff G's friends that he brought in. So Jeff is out with 89.5 points this week. Players available are Montgomery, Amon-Ra, Kelsey, and Zeke. In the mid-season Gilly, Jeff G is out this week. So bad week to be a Jeff in Guillotine League. He scored 88.5, almost exactly the same score. Listen to this, though. Available players in that league: Tua, Kamara, Sanders, Cordell Patterson, JT, Lamar, Josh Allen, Godwin, Sutton.
Holy moly. That's like an all-star team. How the hell did he only put up 88 points?
I would switch my team out right now for most of that team. Just swap them. That's
okay.
crazy.
So it's because I blew it last week, and I when is the guillotine? Like when night is it on?
I'll break it down for you. So it's Wednesday nights. It's the day.
So
after
Tuesday at midnight.
No. So tonight is our main CBS leagues. The next night is Guillotine League.
So I need to have it in by Wednesday night before midnight or whatever.
So waivers run Wednesday night, waivers run Thursday, and then Friday, I think 10 a.m. Eastern, waivers open up and you can pick up anybody you want for free.
Oh, okay.
And you still got like $1,000, right? You haven't spent any?
Yeah, I haven't spent anything.
Dude.
That's what I'm saying.
So you're gonna get Tua, you're gonna get JT.
I'm going
Lamar.
for at least Tua, and I don't know. Do I need another
over Lamar and Josh Allen?
I was going to say, do I even need another quarterback? I got Justin Herbert. He's been playing fine for me.
Okay.
I might spend all my money on JT. And which Sanders is that?
Miles.
What
other Sanders is there? Colonel.
Yeah.
Colonel Sanders.
Yeah. I'm hungry. I am hungry.
Yeah, no, hey, so you heard what I said about JT being the little jinxy jinx, though. Everybody who trades for him or gets him has been out the next week, so be careful.
Yeah, that's true. I'll think about it, but I'm definitely going to put in some trades or some bids this week for sure. Now that I know what night it's on.
And remember, in that league, you can order the guys you want to drop. So you can put in waiver for JT, and then pick like 6 guys you want to drop, and it'll just drop in order. That way, if you have a bunch of different waivers going,
cool.
You can list them all, man.
Nice.
Really
Very cool.
Neat. So, yep.
Anything else on your recap?
No, just want to thank Nate for coming on, breaking down the trades. And no, that's it for this week. We've been around the world.
All right, guys. That was Matt's Round the League recap.
Degenerates high is Steph Bot 8,000 with another early DFS look for you on Tuesday, November 15th, 2022. I want to do today for you cash game lineup. On lineup you see on screen, it's cash game. We have Matt Ryan, we have Damian Pierce, we have Alvin Kamara. 15 points out of them, they have the high floor. Okay, going forward, we have the Hinton, we have the Dotson. They scored good last week for the cash game lineup this week. I love it for week 11. Okay, and then you go Michael Pittman, Andrews, Mixon, and the Brown defense against the shoulder of the guy in Buffalo. You know, the Josh Allen Bowie. Okay, so that is cash game lineup from StepBot 8 million. I love you, Degenerates. Mwah!
All right, guys, here we go. Looking back at how we did last week.
All right, well, man, I want to say congratulations to you. You, for the first time this season, took you 10 weeks. You finally picked a set of winners.
Yeah, baby.
Congratulations, brother. You ended up 5-1. I ended up 4-2. That takes your record to 18-29. 383 average. I go to 26-21, 553 average. the teams that won that we picked the same were Adam, Steve, Alex, and me. We both picked Joe wrong, and you separated yourself by picking Sean. So that was good. Yeah, so I guess, I should have listened to Nate. Weeks ago when we were, workshopping this whole bet on fucking games, he said, if both guys get a winning record, no name changes. And I go, nah. Let's just go. Whoever wins a week, the other guy changes whether he wins or lost.
Yep.
If I would have shut my fucking mouth,
yep,
I wouldn't have my name changed right now.
That's right. And let's just get right to that, by the way.
Let's get right to that. Yeah, I'm going to open up my team.
Open up your team. Let's see what you got.
I bet it's going to be great.
I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. It's a little toss back to Dad for you. A little
toss back to Dad.
Yeah.
Lilies of the fields. Amen. Amen. Yeah, man. Sidney Poitier.
Yeah, baby. I thought you'd enjoy that.
Shit, yeah.
You might keep that, rock that for the rest of the season. Lilies of the Fields. It's perfect for your team name now that you got Justin Fields. You know what I mean?
Well done, brother. Well done.
Yeah. I thought you'd enjoy that.
I like that.
Yeah,
man.
How
do you feel, man? How do you feel?
I feel great. I was just showing off how I actually beat you this week. Give you a little tip. Give you a little tip on how I made my picks last week, in case anybody was wondering.
So you're saying a shiny piece of metal is better at picking football games than you are?
It's better than picking you too.
Oh, come on. I've got like 4 winning weeks in a row. Come on now.
No, man.
I'm on fire.
You are on fire. That's true. All right, let's get right into it, man. Tell us how we did. Break it down for us. Did you already break it down?
I did.
Oh.
You just want to hear it again. All right, guys. Ben went 5-1. Is that good? You want to hear it again?
Yeah. No, I think we're good. All right. Well, that's how we did last week on how we did last week. Woo! Here we go with
looking ahead.
That's right. Let's look ahead to next week's games. Starting off this week, we got Bobby, first game, 3-7, coming off of 2 losses, is taking on Steve, who's got a 4-5-1 record, and he won his last game. Steve is favored 124-110. Historic record, as we like to look back at.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby has it. He's on top 14-13, which is close, very close.
Yeah.
Bobby's guys on bye are Evans and Metcalf, and Steve's got Kenneth Walker on a bye. I'll go first, and I've already made my picks. First pick, I'm going with Steve. I'm taking Steve this time.
Yeah. You know what? I'm the same way. I actually think we're going to pick 6 games exactly the same this week. I think they're that obvious.
Wow. All right.
This week. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So Steve.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. The next one, we have the brutal, ugly battle of the Ribbles. Woo. I'm not talking about what they look like because they're both good-looking dudes, but you'll see, man, as I keep going. Alex is favored in this one. I think if somebody's going to win it, Alex is 7-3, winning 2 in a row. Joe is 4-5-1, losing his last one. Historical record: Joe's up 21-12 on Alex. Listen to this though. Alex has out Brady, Eno, Mostert, Waddle, Hill, and Waller.
Jeez.
Joe has Lockett, Kupp, Tua, Etienne, and Godwin. It's basically benches versus benches. Alex has all zeros, all buys. He has nobody else he can switch in.
Wow.
Joe doesn't even have people to fill his positions. I mean, that's why I said it's a brutal, ugly matchup. Somebody's going to have to win. And I'm going to go with the guy who's been doing it all season. I'm going to go with Alex.
I mean,
somehow. I don't know how, but I don't know how he's going to do it. But
I mean, somehow. I guess somebody doesn't have to win. They could tie. I mean, it could happen.
They could tie. They really could. I don't know how we score that, but yeah, Alex.
No, that's a tough one to pick. But I'm also going to go Alex on that one. Yeah, that's I like that. All right, let's move it on to Josh. The next game, Josh is 4-6. Coming off 2 losses, taking on Nate, who's 6-3, coming off 3 losses.
Woo!
Nate's favored 149 to 113. Historically, Nathan has 18 to 12 wins. There's no buys that really matter in this game, so right. I'm gonna reach out and trust my lucky flipper and go with Nate.
Sure, flip a coin on that one.
Yep,
sure.
Taking Nate.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he's projected to have 30 more points. I got that one too, Nate.
Yeah.
All right. Next game coming up is 4 trophies coming in an 8-2 record, coming off 4 wins, taking on 1 playoffs, who's at 5-5 and has won his last game.
You just like their names. You just like the new names, right? That's why you went with those.
Yeah, 4 trophies against 1 playoffs. I love it. Adam is actually favored 123 to 104. Historical record between brothers is 16 to 16.
Wow.
Yep. Justin is missing Fournette and Jeff Wilson Jr.
That's big.
That's it.
That's big. I mean, because he's been rocking JWJ since he got him from me, and he's been playing well for him. So for him to not have him in Fournette this week, that's going to be tough. And that's the reason I am taking Adam for the win.
Same thing, man. Same thing.
Oh man, you're going to be stuck with this name, bro, for the next 6 weeks, I think.
No. It's only a 1 week name.
No. We're going to go. We have to go back. We're going to have to go back and look at the tape. All right. Next game.
You get to edit. Good job.
All right. This next game is me, who I got 4-6. I got a losing record. And I lost my last game to you, obviously. And I'm taking on Sean, who's a winner of 3 straight. Sean's team, man, ever since Nathan gave them that little blessing, halfway through the season, look out for Sean's team. All of a sudden, Sean's fucking just on fire, man. 3 straight. Sean's favored 133 to 113. I have the historical record against him 17 to 10. So I've kind of owned him in there. And we both have nobody on bye. Thank God. I've been dying with these bye weeks, dude. Every week's been just horrible for the last 3 or 4 weeks. So, but even so, taking Sean for the win.
Yeah, I got the same thing, Sean. Sorry, brother. But
no, it's understandable.
4-7 is going to be a rough record for you, dude.
I know.
4-7.
I know. It's ugly. Ugly.
Okay, last game of the week is me at 4-6. Won my last 2, taking on Ryan 5-5, who's lost his last 4.
Yeah,
we just heard from him. He said he was going to win. I don't see it. I'm favored 116 to 91. Historical, I have the lead 14 to 11 to 1. None of us have buys that matter. As I predicted earlier in my high score 202 segment.
Yeah, 202.
I think we're going to end up somewhere just in that ballpark. So I give myself the win.
Yeah. You know what? It's amazing, bro, that you picked exactly what the coin picked, because I'm taking you as well this week. You verbatim. Every coin flip I made, you picked exact. How is that possible? What's the chances of that?
I told you from the beginning we're going to pick all 6 of 6.
I know, but the chances of that is silly. It's just crazy to me. Yep. So chalk, man, that sucks. I hate chalk, but it is what it is. Those are your picks, guys. That's who we think is going to win this week. So can I tell you a little inside note? Justin sent me $10 this week as a bribe to not pick him. He said, "Here, buy yourself breakfast." Actually, I didn't accept the money. It's still, the link is there. I have not clicked it, so I did not accept it. There'll be no bribes here on the Degenerate.
Well, let's cash it and buy something for the podcast. It'll be our first sponsor.
Well, that's true. We should do that, maybe.
I like it.
Thanks, all bribes accepted here on the Degenerate Breakdown. That was a quick flip. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for that. That was us looking ahead. All right, guys. Here's the time where we get to find out what we messed up on. So let's bring him in. Here's Nate with Commission's Corrections.
Gentlemen,
howdy.
What up?
Thank you for having me again.
Always.
You know what? You guys are getting better and better at this, because I'm finding less and less mistakes every week. I know I say that every week, but I do want to comment. Did you guys really just pick the same 6 teams in the... I mean, what is this? Ben, did you really use a coin to pick your picks?
I'm not joking. He picked exactly.
You did not use it for all 6 this week, did you?
I swear to God, dude. I picked with the coin. And you
mine
followed.
were written down from before the show, and you can't see it on that. But yeah,
I'm gonna
have you guys send me your picks ahead of time.
You've been trying that for weeks, and I keep saying no.
Well, now I'm saying it publicly so that people can vouch for the fact that we need to keep you boys honest.
It was written down. It was written down ahead of time.
So you're saying you can't trust me and Ben on our words that we did that? Honestly,
let's put it this way: this is the second week in a row.
You're being mean today.
Because the last week you guys picked 5 out of 6 teams the same. So it seems to me that one of you, I'm not going to mention which one of you might be trying to follow the lead of the other one.
Look. I'll tell you what. My picks were so bad before going to the coin that it only makes sense that since I've been going with the coin that they would more likely be right because I'm so bad. So
I will remind you guys that last week there was only one game that you both got wrong. Only one game.
Yeah.
And that was when you both picked against Justin. So let that be a lesson to you. You guys both picked against Justin this week. If he wins again this week, which I think he will, he always plays his big brother hard.
Yeah.
You might want to think about maybe never picking against him the rest of the year.
It's a good point.
Ignore the bribes. Just go Justin the rest of the season. I think that's the smart way to go.
Maybe that's what that section should be called. Just.
Or ignore the bribes. I like that better.
Hey guys, I do want to just horse some out for Cooper Kupp. I feel really bad about this trade. I don't know if you guys have ever been involved in a trade where you give somebody a superstar player and then the player gets hurt just a couple of days later.
Like Jonathan Taylor happened this year?
Yeah, well, Jonathan Taylor was out for a few games, right? You do feel a bit of guilt. And, I don't want Joe to think that, that I did it on purpose. I know there was a little bit of an injury with Kupp. But really, for me, it was just all about I wanted Jefferson. I really felt like there was positive touchdown regression coming his way. He only had 1 touchdown all year. He had 10 last year. And I think in his rookie year, he had 7 or 8, and he didn't even start that season as a starter. So I knew more touchdowns were coming. It's just really bad luck for Joe. If it's any consolation, he did get in the same exact week, we had another trade where he got Deontay Foreman for me. And all he had to do was give up his backup quarterback, a guy he was probably never going to play. And Deontay Foreman's averaging 18 points a game in the last 4 weeks. So, this is a league winner type of running back. Big ad for Joe's team. It's not going to make up for Kupp's points, but But
then he didn't even play him. It would have got him to win.
Yeah, crazy.
I don't get
what I could have.
I don't get it.
And I know I said Joe wouldn't start his backup quarterback all year. That's probably wrong. He would have started him this week because it's Tua's bye. But Joe went out and he picked up another great backup quarterback, a guy that I just dropped, actually. I dropped Jimmy G. Joe picked him up. Won't trade him back to me, bastard. But interesting note, I don't know if you guys heard this stat. I heard it right after the game. In games where Jimmy G does not throw a touchdown, his record all time is 10-2.
That's crazy.
Right?
Because our running game's so good at that point.
Yeah,
it makes sense. Okay,
interesting. Coming from a 49er fan to other 49er fans, let's all just hope he doesn't throw any touchdowns this week.
Well, now with Elijah Mitchell back, maybe they won't need to.
Dude, he looked good last week.
They both looked good. Honestly.
Dude, obviously CMC, but dude, Mitchell looked good. Really good.
Yeah.
I think so. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they think the defense thinks, oh, they don't have CMC lined up back there. It must not be a run. They didn't see it coming. I don't know if we're going to be able to catch the next team like that. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
And your coulda, woulda, shoulda segment, you did point out that I was your second coulda, woulda, shoulda. If I would have played Pittman over Ertz, which is a brain fart on my part. I meant to play Pittman. I was going to put him in as soon as I heard Matt Ryan was starting. I didn't do it. Like Matt said, I have too many balls in the air, so that one's all on me. But another coulda, woulda, shoulda for you guys. If Alex would have gotten his wish, if he got the trade overturned, right? He was pushing hard for that veto.
Oh, yeah.
If the trade was overturned, I would have beaten Alex, right? I would have started Robinson because I was, I needed a running back. I would have started him on Monday Night Football. I would have started McLaurin 14-20. I would have beat Alex. So, be careful what you ask for. If that trade didn't happen.
So you had two paths to victory this week.
Yeah, and right? I missed both of them.
Missed them both. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Bummer. So. Just something to keep in mind, when you're arguing against trades, you never know what's going to happen. The weirdest things happen after a trade, right? In fact, I heard Ryan in his segment say that if he didn't make the trade, he would have only scored 81 this week. I had to go fact check him on that. I went back and looked. I had to do some finagling because he dropped a couple of guys. So I had to pick, what are some of the guys he dropped? Who would he have played? And he's right, exactly 81 points. So by making this trade, he gained 17 points this week.
And still got the loss.
And still got the loss. If he would have played Cousins, though, right? Who, why did he play fucking the Red Rifle over Cousins anyways? I don't know.
Yeah.
If he would have played Cousins, he would have gained 26 points this week with that trade. So, he was going to lose either way. Ryan, no matter what, it was a losing proposition for him. He was going to lose, but at least he's given himself a chance to win, right? He's making big moves, taking big swings. He added 26 points. So we'll see what happens moving forward. I know you guys laughed at him because you said, when was the last time Mooney scored 20? Which, hey, fair enough, right? I went and looked last year from weeks 9 on, second half of the season, he had 4 games with at least 19.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And 2 of those games, he had 27 points. So
the answer is not this year?
Not this year.
And twice last year.
No, 4 times in the last 4 times in the last half of the season, yeah. So.
And, if you could carry those points over, great idea.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Who knows? I mean...
So do you still feel the same way about the trade? Slam dunk on your side?
Well, I mean, we'll see how Henry does moving forward. I don't have any concerns about Henry. I think that was just a game plan. I think he was playing a rough Denver rush defense, right? Mm-hmm. We'll see how Josh Allen's health is. A lot of it's tied to his health.
Yeah.
Of course, I lost Ertz. For the season, he's out, so that's a big hit. Yeah. I traded away Mike Williams already.
Are you going to jump on Trey McBride? Do you think he's going to step in and be, get 80% of what Zach was doing?
I'm not sure. I don't know that I'm going to put in a bid for him.
Just in general.
Yeah. I think it's hard to say because tight ends typically don't perform their rookie season.
Right.
However, we've already seen 3 tight ends, Bellinger, Isaiah Likely, and the guy from Denver.
Dulcich.
Dulcich. We've already seen 3 rookie tight ends light it up this year. So, hey, maybe it's worth an ad just to see what happens there. I think he will have a pretty significant share of that.
I lost Ertz in Dynasty too. It was the only tight end I had.
People like McBride too. People like McBride too. Before the draft,
wasn't he a first-round draft pick?
Yeah, he was talked a lot about.
Yeah, he was the highest rated tight end, and they're saying he was, he looks like maybe the next Kelsey is what they're saying, but it might take a couple of years.
Yeah, you're gonna be okay there with your backup tight end, Nate?
I think I'm gonna be all right.
Yeah.
I'll get by.
I think you'll get by.
Some more things, guys. Force bets, Matt. You said last year. I think you said between me and 4 other guys, only $180 exchanged hands. You're not the only new guy this year. There's actually 2 new guys. Last year, I only played against 3 guys, and it was $200 that changed hands throughout the whole year. Yeah, it was $80 from Ryan that I won. I won $120 from Justin last year. Sean and I tied. No money changed hands. In fact, it was interesting because Sean and I only gave each other 2 incorrect picks all year last year. Wow. I mean, we were green the whole way down. We were just nailing it. He's already got 5 incorrect picks in the first half of this year. So I don't know what he's doing differently. I did notice that he tends to make
he's going to Europe.
Yeah, he's picking from Europe. Yeah. He tends to make his picks pretty quick. I'll send the reminder out, then bam, 2 seconds later, he sends me his pick. Maybe give it a little more thought will help him out there. But and the last thing is I do want to point out as we are getting closer to the playoffs, I want to start giving you guys updates. I know, Matt, you said you gave a brief update about who's the top 6 seeds, but I like to always mention what teams need to put themselves into contention. So I want to highlight right now that Adam, I believe, only needs 1 win to lock up a playoff spot.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, his magic number is 1. He's currently 3 games up on the 6th seed, so he's got 3 games up there. The 6th seed is tied 5-5. There's 3 guys that are all 5-5, but they're all in the same division.
Yeah.
So that means they all have to play each other.
Yeah.
There's going to be some losses there, and if Adam just wins 1 game going in the next week, he could be 4 games up with 3 to go. He'll have a lock on the playoff spot. So
wow.
Good luck to him. I hope he actually locks it up this week. I'm rooting for him. I know you guys both rooted for him to win, or picked him to win.
Yeah.
But good luck to Adam. That's all I got for you today.
Oh, nice. Short and sweet today.
That's it.
Yes. Hey, Matt, you had the great idea. Let's bring Nate on a couple of times. That way we can break it up a little bit. So
that's great.
I like the flow. All
right.
And hey, I did wear Rams blue, for Cooper Cup. Dear departed
I thought that was
Cooper
Seahawk
Cup
blue.
No, fuck no. I never wear sea chicken blue. Fuck
Isn't that green anyway? Sea chicken.
It could be Colts, Jonathan Taylor blue. That would be better.
There you go.
Let's go with that.
All right. Well, thank
Nate,
you guys.
thank you so much, man. We appreciate you. That was your commissions corrections for the week. I guess that was it, brother. That's a wrap on this week's Week 10 Degenerate Breakdown. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.